What's up, y'all? We're back with another one. This is Jeepers Creepers 2, the sequel to the original. Uh, this was out in theaters in 2003, so 2 years after the original. All right, let's have a look at the trailer and then let's get into our review.
Billy, you check the other two. Make sure they're wired up good.
A lot of good they're doing.
How long can they keep this up? Forever.
We are down and disabled out on East 9. Anyone read me?
It's gonna be dark in about an hour.
There's something going on out here, and I don't like it.
Every 23rd spring
What's it doing up there?
for 23 days,
I had a dream.
He was trying to warn all of us that this thing has been around for thousands of years. Nothing has been able to kill it.
it gets to eat.
There are two classes of people now.
What the will be eaten and the won't be eaten.
Welcome to day 23.
We thought it was trying to come in, but this frickin' thing was making sure we couldn't get out.
All you kids, get down!
It isn't dead.
Looks dead to me.
Jeepers Creepers 2.
All right, what's up, y'all? We're back. It's your boy Diego, and this is the world of cinematics. Now let's get into this one. This is Jeepers Creepers 2. So another classic slasher horror, monster horror. I want to call it supernatural horror too, but it's more of just, a monster. So this film apparently was set a couple days after the original, and it does show Derry as a ghost trying to warn these kids about the creeper and how he smells their fear and he's coming for them, But yeah, I originally thought it was something like 23 years in the future for some reason, and yeah, but those are my impressions watching it. Now reading the synopsis and the plot, it makes sense. But this was a decent movie. I mean, they didn't completely butcher the original, which is nice. It's a bit different for sure. It's got that nice slow burn, trapped type of horror effect. So yeah, that's nice. We'll get into the film here. Basically this guy, Taggart, Jack Taggart, this old farmer, his son gets carried away by the creeper in the beginning of the film, which kind of starts us out, and then in a cornfield, the scarecrow comes to life, and it's the creeper, and it takes his little kid away. So yeah, I'd say a very good opening to this film, and overall the storyline made sense. It was pretty smooth. You got 2 or 3 main sets of characters: the kids on the bus, and then Jack Taggart and his son, Jackie, Jack Jr., I guess. And then, yeah. So let's get into the cast on this one. I don't want to waste too much time because this was a decent movie, but honestly, it wasn't great like the original. It was scary, but definitely not on that level of fright, of scariness, or whatever you want to call it, as the first one. So let's get into cast. We got Jonathan Breck as the Creeper. Great job by him again. And scary guy, this Creeper. Fucking demon, bat, stalker, slasher, motherfucker. Great character. We got Ray Wise as Jack Taggart Sr. I mentioned him, the old farmer guy. We got Nikki Acox as Minxie Hayes. She's like just this young high school girl, pretty. But she is the one, I think, that has the psychic abilities, or whatever you want to call it, and can see this kid that got killed in the previous movie. I forget his name, but he's played by Justin Long anyways, and she sees him in a vision in the cornfield as the bus is driving by of like, yeah, this guy's coming for you. He can smell your fear. He knows what organs he wants out of you to make him stronger, to eat, etc. Whatever. We got Gary Kai Matam Barwa. I probably butchered that, but plays DeAndre Double D Davis in the film. Likely some type of African name. But yeah, I thought his part was really good. The black guy, the Creeper wants, and he's after something out of him. I think there's a film in the scene. There's a scene in the film that's really creepy. The Creeper is kind of watching, stalking as this kid's pissing in the field, and I think the dude is actually literally rocking jizz in the cornfield, and the Creeper sees him and like spooks him or whatever, lets him know he's there, and then the birds kind of fly and spook him again, and this whole class is laughing at this fool. I'm pretty sure it was his character. If not, it was the other black guy. And then you got Eric Nenninger as Scott. He's kind of the jock, the athletic type, badass that's ready to be brave and potentially stand up and kill this motherfucker. But I'm pretty sure he gets his ass taken away to the fucking big shit nest, or whatever you want to call it, where this guy harvests your organs. So I'm pretty sure he gets taken away as well. I don't know who else I want to mention. I mean, there's a lot of kind of random, like, just minor characters, in my opinion. I'll mention the bus driver. She was a great character, kind of underrated. So she plays the bus driver, Betty Diane Delano. Great performance by her. In my opinion, the film kind of gets progressively worse as soon as she dies. So there's that. And then I'll mention Tom Tarantini. He plays Coach Dwayne Barnes. So the coach of this football team, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a football team. He gets taken away, carried away by the Creeper, and they're like, "Oh, where's Coach?" So, and then Creeper ends up fucking over their bus by slashing the tires, which I thought was a really nice touch. And then final one I'll mention is Luke Edwards. He plays Jack Jr. So Jackie, his dad calls him Jackie in the film. It's kind of cute. Yeah, let's get into this one. So, like I mentioned, these kids are kind of on their way to a championship game or something, and Creeper is stalking with them and fucking with them big time. He slashes their tires with these little tools he throws from afar. Yeah, this guy's like an all-star athlete, demon, monster. He's just such a badass. I love this Creeper guy. In this film, he's not really using his truck too much, which, take that for what it is. I don't know if they would have overdone it if he used his truck in this one, but in the first film, it was really scary and it was a really nice touch. But no, in this one, he's more using his wings. He's just flying around, snatching people like a big bird, but he's quick, so he's stalking. He's doing it very what's the word, sneakily, but like he's low key about it at first. Like I said, I really like the beginning to middle of this movie. The ending was okay, but we'll get more to that later. So yeah, he slashes the tires with these sword type of not nunchucks, but like sword blades or bones, I should say, that he throws at the tires and completely fucks the tires. And they find these things in the tires and they have like demonic markings on them, and they're like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, it's a good slow burn horror film, like I said, but there's some things that really were kind of irritating and some things that kind of drove me away from this one. So yeah, these kids end up stranded on this abandoned school bus. They're calling for help. They can't get nobody to come out and help. And as they're stranded, it seems like kids are dying, or the coaches, the bus driver they're dying one by one, and it's kind of like a slow burn, like oh shit type of film. So it's pretty good. It keeps you interested and keeps your attention on the film. I found the scene where he was kind of on the fucking bus and just playing with these kids was a little too much. Like, how far are you gonna go just trolling these kids and trying to scare them? He's basically just looking through the window trying to creep them out with his weird teeth or whatever. It gets old after a while. I mean, I think they showed this guy a little too much as, the villain, the bad guy he's supposed to be. They show him too much, and he doesn't really get scary after a while. So while I thought the second film, did the Creeper justice by being scary and being a ruthless, violent motherfucker, I still think that his lore and his hiddenness was taken away from him a bit more in the second film as well, and they did it in the first film a bit too. But yeah, I think that acting was pretty decent throughout. It was nothing spectacular. Like some of the kids on the bus, the acting was pretty terrible, and you could just tell it was a movie, some type of cheesy horror film by some of these fucking kids. But no, other than that, the acting was pretty good, especially by the old farmer man and his son. It was pretty good between them and the lady who seen the visions. I guess her name was Nikki in the film. What else? Yeah, I'll mention Rhonda Truitt. She played Mariah in the film, and she was really pretty. It was a good role. She was like fucking with the Creeper, and she was really doing a good job. Anyways, what else? Yeah, the music, the visuals are pretty good in this film. Kind of reminds you of the first one, being out on the highway in the middle of a cornfield just driving, and now you're stranded because, hey, I guess it's your day to go. But first, you're going to get a lot more torment and torture. You know, that's how this life is, apparently. And even worse when you're in a cheesy horror movie, apparently. So, yeah, no, this thing wasn't bad, but you can definitely feel it was a bit cheesy. I'm not sure why people like this one so much, in my opinion. The first one was much, much better. I think that's all I'm gonna really say on this one. For me, this is getting like a 6.5. To be honest, it wasn't all there. It was it's kind of hit or miss, you know. If you really like Jeepers Creepers, you'll probably like this one. I liked it, but like I said, there was a lot felt like it was forced. A lot felt like a cheesy horror movie. A couple of the scenes were really funny and really clever, though. Like when the guy is seen, whatever the fuck he's doing, rocking a jizz or whatever in the cornfield, and then this creeper like spooks him and let him know, hey, I seen that, you fucking sicko. Anyways, no, there was nice little touches to this film. The ending was, yeah, not it for me. I didn't really like the ending. If y'all watch it, you'll see what I mean. I just feel like that's kind of a shitty way to end it. But it does set it up nicely for the next movie in the series, which is a nice touch by the director and the writers. This is the same director as the first film, by the way. Victor Salva, I believe. So yeah, it's not a terrible movie at all. You know, I'd say give it a watch. If you're a horror fan, slasher, monster type fan, you'll like it. Probably, you know. But take it with a grain of salt because, you know, it's pretty hard to top the original. But I like the idea of a team or a bus full of school kids kind of being trapped out there, because it's like, oh shit, you got all these people, all these kids, you know, they're hyped up, they're scared. The creature's just feeding off the fear, or the creeper rather. He's playing with these kids. It's quite funny at some points. But no, it's good. I felt like the creeper fought hard, and you know, I just wasn't satisfied with how they did him. You know, how they were able to think that they've got over on him. I don't know. It's just, watch a movie and you'll see what I mean at the end. But yeah, this is Jeepers Creepers 2. Let me know what y'all think on this one. All right, peace. Thank you for being here.